Hey Leggari Nation, today we're showing you a beautiful, easy epoxy floor installation. Our epoxy floor kits are DIY friendly, and today we're showing you what the process looks like. For more info, make sure to check the description below.
All right, so we have our primer down already. It's light gray, and now we're getting ready to apply our base coat. So the first thing we want to do is we want to pour out beads all the way across the area that we're coating. Now this is 135 square feet, so this is a 3-gallon kit. Once we pour out all our beads evenly across the space, obviously we have our spike shoes on. The first thing we want to do is kind of focus on getting the wall done and the edges, and we're using a squeegee, but we're not pushing all the way down. We're leaving a little bit of a texture, not texture, but we're leaving a little bit of a pressure so that you can actually move some of that epoxy out of the way, but you're leaving a little bit behind. Once you have the edges done, you're just going to go back and forth and move all the way across that floor and then disperse it. We're going to move the epoxy about 90% of the way with the squeegee, and then we're going to cross roll with a 9-inch roller. And you can use 18-inch roller if you have a bigger floor than this, but we're going to use a 9-inch roller. We recommend 3/8-inch nap. Tyler's just going back and forth, kind of looking for any heavy spots, light spots, and he's just doing his best to kind of spread it out evenly. And then once we're done with that, again, we're going to grab a roller, and a roller is going to make the floor perfect. Now he has a 9-inch roller. It's already been de-shed, and he's finding the thickest spots on the floor, and he's fully saturating that roller. Now he's going wall to wall, overlapping the roller, about half of the roller width every time he passes. So by the time you get rolling over the surface, a lot of that should have a very even tone to it. You shouldn't have any spots that are darker than others or any really light spots because of the primer. And notice when he rolls over a spot a couple times, it really starts distributing that epoxy and evening it out. Now he's doing the same thing. All the epoxy is pretty even left to right. Now he's going front to back, and he's not pushing down with that roller. It's important to remember that you're not pushing down. You're just allowing that roller to glide over the surface. Now we have our highlights, And what he's gonna do is he's gonna work from one side of the room all the way to the other side. We like to get it all the way to the edges, right at the edge of the wall where you're gonna set trim. All the walls. We don't want it to look like there's a border of silver around this floor. And then what he's going to do is just soak up that roller again where it was sitting there. And he's just going to start from one side of the room, just like the rest of this process, and he's going to work his way backwards to the other side of the room, just swirling the floor. Now he's going to swirl it in just a random pattern, just to kind of smooth those highlights out. There's no rhyme or reason to the rolling except for he wants to be as random as possible. You don't want to do a perfect rolling pattern back and forth like you're mowing a lawn. You don't want that look. You want a big circles, small circles, sporadic, left and right, up and down, oblong circles. You just want to make it look as random as possible. Now when this thing will continue to level out, it self-levels, and it's going to self-marbleize actually for a couple hours even when we're done. So all of these roller lines, notice how it doesn't look that good right now. It'll look absolutely phenomenal here within the next few hours, especially the next day. Now this is the next day. Now we did apply a top coat on this. You can kind of see the top coat, but notice the depth of even the silver. It looked like one color the day before, but now there's tons of highs and lows.